Doors open, and I really don't want it to open while we're in the air, so we have no doors whatsoever. I'm gonna have you guys kind of come over with me, and we'll talk about the bathroom. Almost every single flight in the Mara, we land this way. Here, we just don't have that kind of wind, so this is a much calmer landing, right? So in fact, we've been operating here since December.
When you're doing a balloon flight or balloon safari, it's the magic of the country. Here in the Amboseli specifically, we're graced with the gift of Mount Kilimanjaro to our south, the Amboseli National Park to our left, home to essentially 5 different ecosystems. Everywhere you look, there's something different.
If you think about when you go swimming as a kid and you take a ball and you put it underwater and you let go. The ball rises to the surface. A bigger ball, like a beach ball, rises much quicker than a little teeny tennis ball or something, because the density difference inside that bigger ball is much greater than the density of the water around it. Think of this as a big beach ball, right? So the air would be the water, the outside air would be the water. If we heat it up and make it nice and hot air is not very dense at all, right? So let me get a little more heat out of this. I see some Grant's gazelles here between these. So we came up very quickly. That's like switching from a tennis ball to a beach ball, right? So that's the best way I can come up with to say why it works. We are changing the heat, but what we're trying to do is change the density of the air inside. The less dense, the faster we go up. Everything we do in a balloon, we're thinking about 10 minutes ahead. Oh, I didn't even see this giraffe here.
Yeah, there's a couple of them down there.
Oh, nice. Some giraffe over here, and some of the ones I was seeing were over here between us and Kibo Camp. We have 4 burners. Each one is attached to a different fuel tank. We do that because if one of them fails, then we still have 3 others. If 2 of them fails, we still have 2 others. And so it's just redundancy. I'm just starting to see the sun come up over Chiulu Hills over there.
What is the difference between here and the Masai Mara?
It's a totally different experience, right? I may be a bit biased, but I think this is a better flight because you see a wider variety of things. In the Masai Mara, if you're lucky enough to go when the wildebeest migration is, you can't beat that flight anywhere in the world. You know, there are 1.8 million wildebeest and all the zebras and all the lions and everything that come with them. Sometimes though, and I flew there for a number of years, sometimes you're not that lucky. Sometimes it is just grass for 1 hour with, you may see a topi or a Thompson's gazelle, but we don't know as pilots what animals are going to be in the park that day or in our area of the park. We just fly and try to find the animals from far away and do our best to get to them. But if they're not in front of us, we can't do much about that. Here, the animals don't migrate, they're here year-round. The mountain does not migrate, it is here year-round. And so you definitely see, as I said, a good flight in the Mara cannot be beat, but an average flight here beats an average flight anywhere. So I think it's a one of the best places in the world to fly, because no matter what, we've already seen 5 giraffe and we're only a few minutes into the flight. Soon we'll come down and hopefully we'll find some elephants, and this area has some very odd animals like gerenooks and things like that that you just don't get anywhere else in the world.
I think many Kenyans don't know what is out there. It's a big country, there's so many things to see, it's so diverse, whether you're in, you're up in northern Kenya, Mount Kenya and Loisaba, Liwa, out that area. If you go to the west with Lake Victoria, if you go to the coast, if you come over into this area, if you go over towards the Mara with the migration, there's so much to see, and every day is a magical opportunity. I think the more Kenyans get out to see it, the more that they will understand why the world comes to Kenya.
So Amboseli is famous for the elephant. They're very high profile, and they are very interesting. They're more human than most animals. You can see their mood through their eyes, the way they walk, the way they do things. And the Hollywood / Walt Disney part of nature, elephants are the good guys always, right? So everybody loves elephants. And this area has over 1,800 elephants, and more coming and going, as if they're going to Kimana Sanctuary or across the border or something like that. So elephants are the reason, probably the number 2 reason people come to Amboseli. Number 1 being Kibo, yeah.
But the magic of it is the animals, the game. Here in the Amboseli, there's roughly 1,800 elephant that are coming and going. We've got lions and cheetah and a gerenuk, if nobody knows, gazelles, and there's just this wide array of animals, and they're here pretty much all year round, and that's not available anywhere else in the world. The other thing about the balloon flight or the balloon experience is when you're out here in the bush, what we can see from the air is completely opposite to what people see on the ground. We're quietly flying up above, and we can see what's down below us. We can see when animals are hiding behind the trees, and we can spot things and we can follow them. If you're doing a game drive, a basic safari, you're in a truck on the road, you can't see what's over here behind that tree. Or perhaps the noise is scaring the animals away. For us, we're looking down upon, and we've got this magic of seeing them. The other,
They run, you can still see them.
we can still see them. You see a herd of elephants, I mean, they're going to stay, and often they're looking up at us. They're more interested in, or at least as interested in us as we are of them. The giraffe, I mean, all the animals. And then there's just the magic of balloon flight. When you're up, people don't, if you've never flown, that moment that you leave the ground, you have this 1 hour or longer time where you're just with Mother Nature. It's silent, it's peaceful, it's serene. You've left the earth, you can see around, and you can take in the blessings that we have, at our fingertips. They're right here. It's not about busy streets and honking horns and people and structure. We just get to enjoy nature. We get to enjoy the magic of flight, the views and the vistas that are not available in any other form.
It's very calm, so we should have no problem. Moses, I want the trailer in the same spot, but this way. Yeah, so that your car is facing that way. So do a big loop, put the trailer like this.